One on One with Charles William.
Karibu kwenye One on One ya Wasafi TV. Leo tupo hapa kwenye ubalozi wa India hapa Tanzania jijini Dar es Salaam. Nipo na balozi wa India hapa Tanzania, 𝒓𝒊𝒈𝒉𝒕𝒔. Tupo naye hapa kwenye One on One. Kwa hiyo kwa siku ya leo, kwa mara ya kwanza kabisa, tutapata nafasi ya kuzungumza masuala mengi sana ya kidiplomasia na masuala ya kiuchumi yanayozihusu nchi hizi mbili, kwa maana kwamba India pamoja na Tanzania. Tukiwa tuna uhusiano wa muda mrefu sana na tumekuwa tukihusiana kwa vitu vingi sana, ikiwemo biashara pamoja na masuala ya kiafya, lakini pia masuala ya elimu na teknolojia. Kwa hiyo haya yote tutayachakata kwa kina tukiwa hapa na balozi. Mimi naitwa Charles William, nikukaribishe Wasafi TV kwenye One on One kwa siku ya leo. His Excellence, congratulations. It has been 7 months now since you came to Tanzania. So far, how has been your experience?
Mr. Charles, before I respond to you, I would like to welcome you into the High Commission and also convey my greetings in Namaskar, as we say in Hindi, in Karibu, to all the Tanzanian friends, brothers and sisters here. And in the holy month of Ramadan, I would also like to wish Ramadan Kareem to all our Muslim brothers and friends. Last 7 months have been great. Did not realize that I am here in 7 months. It is more of a second home to me. Tanzania and India enjoys a long-serving historical relationship. When people in Tanzania tell me Karibu, they mean Karibu. They mean that they welcome us, welcome me, my family. I have also had the opportunity to travel to different parts of Tanzania in last 6 months. It has not only been Dar es Salaam and Dodoma or Zanzibar, but I have been to Tabora, stayed there for a few days. I have been to Mwanza, stayed there. I have been to Tanga, I have been to Bea, then Iringa, Jombe, so Arusha several times. And the country is outstandingly beautiful. The weather is by and large similar. And people are welcoming. No pollution. Peace is there. Political situation is very stable. There is peaceful transition, very progressive leadership. And more so, we have extremely friendly people here. People-to-people friendship is the main bedrock of our bilateral relationship. So I feel very happy, satisfied and blessed to be in Tanzania, my second home.
I was speaking to someone, a diplomatic person, and he told me that a month before the independence of this country, you sent your High Commissioner to this country. What was behind this?
As such, exactly, I may not be able to say what was behind, but I can always tell you the rationale behind it. India and Tanzania have been friends for hundreds of years. India has been in the forefront for decolonization movement after India got independence in 1947. So in UN and all around, India was one of the greatest powers and vocal voices which worked for decolonization and independence of African and other countries. So we had a long-lasting and close relationship between Mwalimu, your father of nation, Julius Nyerere, and our leadership led by the then Prime Minister Jawaharlal Nehru. And we were knowing and we were forthcoming, welcoming the decolonization and independence of Tanzania. So our High Commission was opened 1 month before, in November 1961. In preparation for your independence. And since then we have been here. Our High Commissioners have been all distinguished people here who have put in effort to further strengthen our bilateral relationship. We also have a consulate in Zanzibar since 1970s. So we are represented in both the places.
I've seen recently 6 ministers from Tanzania have done some official visit to India. What was behind those such high-level visits, and should we expect anything from those visits?
Mr. Charles, very pertinent question. It's not only the last 12 months we have had 6 honorable ministers gracing us by visiting India, but there have been long-term and long-standing high-level visits. In 2016, our Honorable Prime Minister of India had visited Tanzania. which had in the recent times invigorated our relationship, which was responded by Her Excellency visiting India in 2023 October, where our relationship was elevated to the level of strategic relationship. Last 12 months, we have had 6 honorable ministers visit, in which this year, if we recount, is Deputy Prime Minister and Energy Minister Dr. 𝒂𝒂𝒔𝒂𝒇𝒊 visited for India Energy Week. Now, India Energy Week is organized to discuss about international events on energy, and India and Tanzania are reliable energy partners. We have around $2.5 billion of energy or petroleum imported from India. That's one. Lot of collaborations are being done between both the countries, biogas and new frontiers of technology being discussed. Our companies are also interested in investing in Tanzania exploration of oil. They participate in the tenders for supply of petroleum. Then we had also Dr. Tax, your defense minister, visit Aero India, that is 2025 in Bangalore. So this is also to showcase our expertise in defense and progress and how can we collaborate. And there are a lot of things to learn from each other. We have relationship at the highest levels. We have Tanzanian officials in our premium defense institute, National Defense College. We have Indian Air Force official training in your National Defense College. So we have a lot of bilateral relationship in the field of defense. Please bear in mind that Tanzania and India are neighbors just apart by the Indian Ocean. So in fact, both ends of Indian Ocean are held by India and Tanzania to keep it stable. We both collaborate for disaster management, anti-piracy, keeping the ocean safe. So it is extremely important for both the countries to collaborate. We also had Indian Ocean conference in Muscat, organized jointly by India and Oman, where your Deputy Foreign Minister, Dr. Chumi, had visited. We also had one Geeta Mahotsav in Haryana, where your Natural Resource Minister, Dr. Pindi-Chana, Ambassador Pindi-Chana, had visited and delivered a lecture. So all these visits keep the momentum on. Also, when the leaders visit us or our leaders come here, we also take a stock of where our relationship is, how much have we achieved, what are the things to be achieved, and also this gives us an opportunity to find out new areas of cooperation. Just to let you know that with the tourism minister, our meeting, we are now exploring how do we popularize Tanzania in India, how do we do capacity building in the field of tourism. Like one of the things we would like to do, which is very interesting, is get Tanzanian chefs training in India on Indian vegetarian cooking. So in your remote places, in Serengeti to anywhere, when Indian tourists come, they should also, if they wish, enjoy the Indian cuisines there, apart from Tanzanian cuisine. So we would like to work on various field, diverse field.
So I saw the report that Tanzania is India's second largest trading partner in Africa. And I was wondering, like, we were the third one. We have shifted to be the second one behind South Africa. What was behind this big milestone, and what exactly are the goods that these two countries exchange?
See, India and Tanzania has had a vibrant relationship, multi-sector. Economic relationship is also increasing every year. Now, according to the Indian statistics, because your and our financial calendar changes are different. Our ends in March, your is in June. Apart from that, calculations. So we, according to our statistics, last year, 2024, the trade was $7.9 billion, almost $8 billion. In which, if we take out the petroleum products, 2.5, you exported $1 billion more to us. The balance of trade is more in your favor than what we exported to you. Apart from that, your viewers would be interested and will be happy to know that India is the highest export destination for Tanzanian goods. So one natural question comes, what are the goods which are being exported by and large? These are minerals, primarily gold, around $1 billion. Pulses, because you have huge pulses that you do, cashew, lot of spices, some of the marine products. When we talk from India, what is being imported, it is basically more of pharmaceuticals, machine goods, some fertilizers. So similar things, technology is being imported from India. Both the countries have a very mutually beneficial relationship that we are talking of. So we do almost export and import, as I mentioned, apart from oil, it is your exports are much more than what we export to you. And apart from that, economic relation, we also need to consider the investments. So according to the TIC data that I see, $4.1 billion investments are there of Indians in Tanzania, which creates around 65,000 employment for Tanzanians here. And we do believe that, and very strongly government and people of India believe that we need to grow together. When Tanzania grows, we grow. So it is that both when we invest here, it's much more development here, much more also employment generation, technology transfer, and therefore we promote more and more investments here.
Approximately, do you have a number of India's diaspora here in Tanzania?
There are no certain numbers, but approximately it will be around 40,000 to 50,000, the diaspora, who are Tanzanian nationals.
And how about Tanzania diaspora in India?
That figure I would not have much, but it would not be in that number. It will be much, much lesser.
Okay.
Because Indians for last 200 to 300 years have been here. And let me add to it that the Indian diaspora here are proud Tanzanian and loyal Tanzanian nationals. But at the same time, they are very happy to maintain their Indian identity. So you could see them going to the temple or wearing Indian clothes or celebrating Indian festivals, but they are as comfortable as you eating ugali and chicha or maharage or ugali. So they don't have a problem in it. They speak much better at times Swahili than many of the other people who are there here. So they do a great job.
It seems like you are interested with some Tanzanian foods, or the foods that resemble from where you came from. Which kind of foods do you see as your favorite?
I do try most of the foods here, but the simple thing is there are a lot of similarities. I don't feel very awkward here with the food. As I told you that maharage and rice, or bear rice to be precise, is very tasty, and it is very similar to India, in northern India, that we eat. Yes, maharage is a bit different. Let me tell, at times it's tasty here, with less of pili pili. But ugali or chicha is very much there in our part of the country, eastern India, from where I come. So it's nothing that I'm unaware of it, or tell it kuku chuma to anything. You also have chai that we have. Only thing, you don't put milk, we do put milk. We also enjoy the spice tea that you have. Coffee you produce, we produce. So it's similar, but it's different here. And I am very, very interested seeing when I go to any of the Indian restaurant, more than 50% of the clients there are not Indians. So they are Tanzanians who are enjoying Indian food, be it pulao, be it biryani. So it's, means I know many of my Tanzanian friends who regularly have samosa. So the Indian diaspora here and also the Tanzanian friends have adopted and adapted and enjoyed cuisine of both the countries. And most Tanzanian friends who go to India come back and narrate too many Indian foods. Means most Tanzanians who dine with us enjoys biryani or roti, which is very much chapati is common to you. I'm sure you have breakfast, chapati and chai. So here they would have naan. So Indian cuisine they like a lot. We do also serve lot of kuku with coconut milk. So all those are there.
Yeah, so I would like you to share the experience of your country. Right now, you have been ranked as #1 populated country in the world with over 1.4 billion people. How that population has been productive to your country, but how has it been the burden? Because providing the social services to such number of people, it's so hectic.
Charles, a simple thing is for us, the Indian population is an asset. We also look at it as a human resource. The present government under Prime Minister Narendra Modi has done a lot of things as a priority to make our population, which is a young population, more productive. We have a skilling ministry. So the aim is to skill 10 million Indian youth every year in some skills. It may not be the highest skill, but they would be doing it. We have been promoting our traditional medicine in a big way, which we call Ayurveda. We have a ministry for it, and we are doing a lot of scientific research, standardizing it, so that people can take advantage of their traditional knowledge. Education-wise, for us, education is not business, so education is promoted throughout for the children, universal till 14 years of age. Education is a right that they can go through. Universal health, Ayushman Bharat, one of the world's biggest health insurance that government provides free of cost treatment to a huge number of population, that most population get it free of cost. So we are looking at our population, which is, please, if you see in the context of world, Europe and other countries, the population is aging. The working population is less. For countries like India and Tanzania or African countries, our population is young, productive, and that brings in more future to us. We just need to use those resources, which we are doing.
So do you have maybe laws or policies to control or to manage that kind of population so as to see it not going so far? Because I've seen China was taking some measures to reduce the speed of population. How about you?
See, in India what happens, it is much more with the self-consciousness and awareness, population would be controlled. There is no compulsion that you can have these many numbers of children or one or two or not marriage. It is a factor of economy. You would have to understand, when economic prosperity comes, people would have lesser children. Already India's population is stabilizing. So over a period of few years, we will have a stable population. So there is no compulsion, no enforcement that you can have only these number of children. And we are one of the most vibrant democratic country. So we do respect everyone's rights and independence.
People are free.
They are free on that
any
level.
number of children that they would.
You are free not to marry, not to have children, and also to have 4 children. It's up to you.
Yeah. So one of the famous cultural thing in India that Tanzanians discuss a lot is the situation that in India, women are paying the dowry, the bride price. When they want to be married, they have to pay the dowry. It's different from Tanzania, where men are paying the dowry instead of women. So it has been interesting for us to hear that. Can you share with that?
Of course. See, in India, dowry probably had emerged as a cultural thing. It was not compulsion. It was not in that way. Later on, it took evil way. As of today, paying dowry or demanding dowry rather is a criminal offense. You cannot force the bride or her family to pay dowry. Even after marriage, if there are demands for dowry, and the bride and her family can take the groom and her family to court or the police station. So now we do realize, and we legally do not support dowry. So that's not, and those demands and this practice has become very negligible for the reason now women empowerment, and women are as empowered and skilled and professional as men.
Yeah.
So you would find in India several CEOs who are women. I fear there could be a situation, it would reverse, and we may follow Tanzanian system.
Okay. Thank you. Yes, tupo na balozi wa India hapa nchini Tanzania, Mr. 𝒓𝒊𝒈𝒉𝒕𝒔. Tunazungumza naye kutoka hapa ubalozi wa India Tanzania. Tuko posta jijini Dar es Salaam. Tumekuwa na mazungumzo kwenye baadhi ya maeneo ya ushirikiano wa nchi hizi mbili ya kiuchumi, lakini pia tumezungumza kidogo kuhusiana na baadhi ya tamaduni za India, ikiwemo lile la wanawake kulipa mahari pale wanapokuwa wanaolewa na wanaume, tofauti na sehemu zingine kama Tanzania ambako wanaume ndo wanalipa mahari. Na tuambia ni utamaduni ambao unatoweka, lakini sio utamaduni ambao ni lazima kisheria. Sasa tunaendelea kuzungumza naye hapa Balozi. I've seen you are providing a number of scholarships, but also you are providing a number of opportunities that for capacity building programs. What are those opportunities?
So we have a training program, capacity building program called Indian Technical Economic Cooperation. So this started in 1964. This is a South-South cooperation. The feeling or the thought process behind it is, we as a developing country, whatever we have gained as experience, we would like to share it with our brothers and sisters in developing countries. So this is something that we do with over 160 countries. Tanzania has been one of our close friends who have been doing. Over 6,500 Tanzanians have visited India under ITEC programs. So now, last few years, we send almost 1,000 students, not students, these are professionals who go for capacity building. So these are training programs from 2 weeks to 1 year. This is a fully funded program where we pay their air travel, accommodation, internal travel because they may go for tourism, food, and also out-of-pocket expenses for some expenses that they do. These vary. Around 250 courses are there, which can be from basic English and computer learning to artificial intelligence, to forensics, capacity building in entrepreneurship, women empowerment, cyber security, several of them. Generally what happens is these courses are done for 30 participants, 2 participants from each country. So you would have people from 15 countries. So you don't only learn in the class, you learn with your friends, you learn from different countries, people, how it is being operated. And the importance is all of them are from developing countries. So mostly you will have similar problems, be it in Latin America or East Asia or Africa, Central Asia. So if the problems are similar, they would come up with similar solutions. So this is one. Second, we also do specialized courses. Specialized courses at the request of Tanzanian government. Like we have done specialized courses for police, for immigration, for TANESCO, where we send 30 of the Tanzanians for a particular thing, like in police system. If you go for forensics, crime investigation, CCTV forensics. So those specialized courses, we take your people, receive them and do the training for a month, 2 months, which can go up to 1 year. So this is a year-round training program. All the informations are there on our website, Facebook. It is a simple thing that you online apply. The institute accepts it. You, according to your qualification, everything is mentioned, and we will sponsor the tickets too. Apart from that, we have just announced scholarships for young students. So that is much more relevant for the students to do bachelor's, master's, PhD, postdoc, post-PhD also. And these are for 3 to 5 year scholarships.
Okay.
So it's a long-term scholarship. It's again available on our social media, which we would want you to simply type India in Tanzania on Facebook or in Instagram, anywhere. So I will again repeat, it is India in Tanzania, that's it. And you will get most of the information from there. So children have to apply for bachelor's, master's, engineering, PhD, and once selected, we sponsor their entire study travel for 5 years, 3 to 5 years, whatever duration.
So India has been one of the most excelling countries in the world, especially on the medical sector or the health sector generally. From pharmaceutical industries, the health tourism, and even the healthcare technology. How do you impart that knowledge to Tanzania as your friend?
We are happy to help Tanzanians. There are a lot of Tanzanian people who go for medical treatment to India. We are happy to be of help as much as possible. We also have several Indian doctors who come here to do medical camps. Also few doctors who are working here in Tanzania. That's one field that we see. Second is we also train a lot of senior specialists in India. There are several doctors from Muhimbili who are doing super specialization in India. Because we strongly believe that the capacity building in health sector is important in Tanzania. Because the treatment and facilities should be available in Tanzania. Apollo Hospital of India is already discussing with Ministry of Health here at advanced stages of discussion to set up a hospital over here. So that most of the patients can get treatment over here in Tanzania. We are also working with Ministry of Health to train paramedical people, that is radiologists, pathologists, nurses in India with our scholarships. So that you have better capacity building here, better paramedic, so that most of the things can be taken care over here. On the health sector in Bugando Hospital, we have supplied one radiotherapy machine. For last many years it is working. It is called Bhavatron. We have also set up a telemedicine center in Ocean Cancer Hospital. So we would like to help more and more with Tanzania in capacity building. Talking of the pharmaceutical, again on capacity building, last year we have sent around 15 or 20, I may be wrong, that 20 around students to study pharmacology in India. One of the biggest import is pharmacy. We are also having some of the investors who are looking for investing in Tanzania to produce pharmaceuticals here. When we talk of health, it's not only human health we are talking. We are also talking of animal health. So we have one of our investor who has invested $20 million worth setting up a livestock vaccines factory here, 𝒓𝒊𝒈𝒉𝒕𝒔 Bioscience here.
20 million
US dollar. It's near Dar es Salaam, and the interesting part is that they are producing this vaccine and exporting to 6 countries outside Tanzania and earning foreign exchange for you. And only 4 Indians are there, rest are all Tanzanians. So capacity building and training is there. They have recently got into a contract with Tanzanian government, livestock ministry, to vaccinate 10 million livestock in Tanzania. So it's not only human, but also on the animal health that is important that we are collaborating.
Yes, tupo na balozi hapa bwana, tunazungumza balozi wa Tanzania nchini India, 𝒓𝒊𝒈𝒉𝒕🔂 ndo tunazungumza naye hapa kwenye one on one, kwa mara ya kwanza kabisa one on one ya siku ya leo. Kinatembea Kiingereza hapa, lakini bila shaka unatufuatilia vizuri kabisa. Tunaenda mapumziko mafupi, tukirudi hapa mimi nitakuwa bado nipo na balozi. Taangalia maeneo mengine ya ushirikiano baina ya nchi hizi mbili, Tanzania na India. Ushirikiano ambao umekuwa na historia ndefu sana ya hata kabla ya uhuru. Na balozi anajaribu kutueleza baadhi ya mambo ambayo yanafanyika kuzinufaisha nchi zote mbili. Asante, mimi ni Charles William, tunarudi muda so mrefu.
One on one with Charles William.
Yes, bado tupo tunazungumza hapa na balozi wa India nchini Tanzania. Nimekwambia tupo hapa katika ofisi yake Posta Dar es Salaam, na tunapita kwenye maeneo tofauti ambayo nchi hizi mbili zimekuwa zikishirikiana katika kusukuma gurudumu la maendeleo katika sekta tofauti. Tulikuwa tunazungumza kuhusiana na sekta ya afya, lakini pia tumezungumza kuhusiana na sekta ya biashara, na tunaendelea kuangalia maeneo mengine. His Excellence, India has been advanced on technology, and your education is regarded as one of the best in the world, because you promote the innovations, to be creative and to innovate things and technologies that are used on different parts of the world. Is there any way that you are sharing that?
A very relevant question, and this pertains to the youth of Tanzania, which is the future of the country. Now there are several ways we are doing it. First of all, as I mentioned, that India-Africa Friendship Scholarship is there, under which we send Tanzanians to study in our best institutes, that is Indian Institute of Technology. So we have several of your colleagues, around 15 or 20 of them, who are studying masters in IIT Roorkee on water management. There are around 30 who are studying artificial intelligence and data analysis in IIT Madras. Apart from that, there are several who go to many of our engineering colleges and other institutes on their own, funding their own studies. So there is a huge number of students going. But most importantly, which should be of interest to you is, and your viewers, we in India have the premium engineering institutes called Indian Institute of Technology. If you talk of Sundar Pichai and the top Google CEO, they are all from IITs, Indian Institute of Technology. So first Indian Institute of Technology which was opened outside India was in Zanzibar. So it is IIT Madras, Zanzibar which was opened. It is opened in collaboration with Government of Tanzania. The investment is of Government of Tanzania. The idea for us was not to earn money out of it, but to impart or make Tanzania as the knowledge hub of entire Africa. So we have our professors teaching there. The syllabus is from India, IIT. The certificate is from IIT Madras. Standard is of IIT Madras. In India, for getting into IIT, over 1.5 million children write exam and only few thousand get in. That is the competition we have. But we wanted to bring that institute to Africa, to Tanzania. As of today, it was established in November 2023. Over 120 students are already studying, and the subjects being taught is bachelor's, BSc and BTech and MTech in artificial intelligence, data analysis and ocean structures, masters. Because you have a good coastline, you need more ports and operations, so marine life, so ocean structures. We already have students there. Over 120 students are there, mostly from Tanzania, but there are students from Kenya, Zambia and other African countries, also from India and Nepal. So it is emerging very well. Many of the philanthropic organizations have come up to pay the fees to give scholarship, like Airtel India Foundation is sponsoring 10 students for 4 years of study. There are also Tanzanian organizations which are supporting children, Modevji, Karimji and others. There are over 15 Tanzanian companies who have signed MOUs with IIT Madras Zanzibar to take those students for internship. I believe recently there has been also placement, that is job offered to the children who are passed out from the masters. And few of your companies, Superdollar and all, are in the process of recruiting. So the idea is that the highest and the most relevant today is artificial intelligence. That needs to be studied by our African brothers and sisters in Zanzibar and work here and produce a nucleus where you can develop much more. So that's how we would like to share innovation. And also what I mentioned, that there are around 30 students who are studying in IIT Madras, masters and PhD. They will come back and become faculty in this institute, so that you become more independent, self-reliant in this field.
So currently, what are, in summary, if you can give us the highlight of some substantive grant projects that you have in Tanzania, so as to promote the socio-economic development in our country?
As you talk of grant projects, as I mentioned, we had provided one supercomputer in University of the Nelson Mandela African Institute of Science and Technology long back in 2019, which is a high supercomputer. Then later on some ancillary UPS and all were given. Bugando Hospital, we did provide a radiotherapy machine, Bhavatron. We have also set up some in Dar es Salaam Institute of Technology, certain equipments. We are also having some line of credit, that is nominal rate loan given to Tanzanian government in the field of water. So it is almost $1 billion. So around $500+ million projects have been completed in Zanzibar and Tanzania.
$1 billion.
$1 billion. So as of now, we have $500 million project which is ongoing. This was discussed when our Honorable Prime Minister visited in 2016. 2018, the agreement was signed. and 24 towns are getting clean drinking water through this project. 6 million people will get clean drinking water once these projects are completed in next 1 year, almost. So many of the projects are almost around completion. So these are projects for $500 million. So this is going to bring a lot of good health and clean drinking water to the 6 million people here, Tanzania.
Okay. So India is also much advanced on agriculture sector. Is there any way that we do tie to cooperate on that sector?
There is a lot of work being done on the agriculture sector. Just to let you know that one of the major exports is pulses and cashew from Tanzania. We also have a lot of Indian investments here promoting good quality fertilizers, farm equipments. You may have seen a lot of Indian tractors going all around for the farms. So a lot of cooperation in agriculture is there. Solar is another field that is coming up. Education in agricultural field will be is another factor that works.
All right. So
and just to add more, now duty-free avocados are being imported from Tanzania to India.
I know you have been in many countries before coming to Tanzania. How do you see the environment generally, the political stability, the economic activities, if you compare and contrast to some countries that you have visited or the countries that you have stayed?
All countries have their uniqueness. I have been in Palestine, ambassador in Palestine. I was High Commissioner in Trinidad, Tobago, and 4 more countries in Caribbean. I have been in India's neighborhood in Bangladesh, Bhutan. I started my career with Egypt, which is northern part of Africa. I have been in Saudi Arabia. All of them has its own uniqueness, beauty. But Tanzania stands out very different because of its natural beauty, welcoming nature. Under Dr. Samia, a stable government, progressive government, welcoming investment, lot of infrastructure. Wherever I have gone, roads are outstanding. People are very progressive, hardworking. See, for us, Tanzania is not new. Julius Nyerere was known as a child for us. He has visited India several times. The highest awards, he has got Jawaharlal Nehru Award, Mahatma Gandhi Peace Award in '91. We have streets in almost several countries named after Julius Nyerere. We have grown up seeing him as one of our leaders who is promoting South-South cooperation, decolonization, freedom fighter. We ourselves coming out of tyranny and colonization. We have always revered him as one of the leaders who is fighting for freedom. So for us, Tanzania is a very, very dear country. Also with the Indian diaspora here, it makes us much more comfortable. See, we are so happy that you host 20,000 Indian nationals here. The economy stability here is a great promising thing for our investors. We see a lot of investors I keep meeting regularly who are looking forward to Tanzania. With the lot of engagements and hard work, I have not yet been able to see your beauty of Serengeti or Ngorongoro, which I plan definitely to go in coming months, if not weeks. So there is a lot to be happy about being in Tanzania.
Are there any investment for Indians that have invested in education sector here in Tanzania?
Not particularly education sector, but there are discussion ongoing to invest in vocational training sector, definitely. We do have an Indian school here. That's not an investment, but we have an Indian school for Indian citizens, Indian nationals, and also Tanzanians to study there, which follows the Indian curriculum. Because many people who come here for 2 years work, the study in the Indian school and go back and continue the study. So that is there. We have several professors teaching in different universities who are Indians. So in that sense, but there is no particular investment in a university apart from, if we can consider as an investment, IIT Zanzibar, Madras Zanzibar, but that is not a commercial investment.
I visited some industries here in Tanzania in different regions, and I find a big number of expertise who are from India in some industries, almost everywhere on cotton industry and so. Do you have figures on how the number of expertise from India who are working over here just to transfer that knowledge to our people?
Roughly, as I was informed by the Ministry of Home or Immigration Department, there are around roughly 20,000 Indian nationals who are working in several sectors. Sugar sector, agriculture sector, if you see steel industry, in IT industry, in banking. And obviously if they are here also to train Tanzanians, to exchange with them ideas, to capacity build. So these are the high-tech industries, financial sectors where more Indians are there, and they are spread all across the country. Like if I had been to Iringa, where I saw in Asas milk factory, the entire machinery has come from India, and they are setting it up. So experts are here to train Tanzanians who can operate it. So similarly in different parts, in Dodoma I have seen Indian machines, so which are working.
Tunazungumza na balozi wa India hapa Tanzania. Tupo na 𝒓𝒊𝒈𝒉𝒕𝒔 na tumekuwa tukipita kwenye maeneo tofauti tofauti kupitia Wasafi TV siku ya leo kwenye one on one, nchi hizi mbili kwenye ushirikiano wa karibu miaka 65 ya ushirikiano toka walipoleta balozi wao hapa miaka ya 1961 Novemba, lakini tumekuwa nao mpaka sasa hivi na ushirikiano umezidi kukua kila ambapo kuna kucha. Kumekuwa kuna ushirikiano kwenye maeneo tofauti tofauti na ndio ambayo tumekuwa tukiangazia hapa. So His Excellency, maybe if you can say anything to Tanzanian people who have been looking for opportunities in different countries to see if they can find this and that, and India has been one of the destinations that people are looking for opportunities.
Mr. Charles, through your audience in Wasafi TV, I would like to mention some of our initiatives of the High Commission to explain what you said. One of the things that we have started, that every alternate month we take the High Commission to a region. So we take our consular officer to give visas there. We take our commercial officer to meet the Tanzanian businessmen there, like we have been to Tanga since I have come. Next month, after a month, we went to Mwanza, we have been to Dodoma. Now, tomorrow we are going to Moshe, so, and also to Arusha. So it is more important for us to be with the people in different regions, because we strongly believe that beyond Dar es Salaam, there is a lot to do. It's a vast country and people are there. That's one that I am talking of. Second, to interact with the children, we have started a program called Karibu Tanzanian Youth, where every month we invite 30 students from a particular school in Dar es Salaam. In Swahili, our colleagues who work with us, Tanzanian colleagues, they explain to them what is a High Commission, what is a diplomatic mission, what do they do, plus what is India-Tanzania relationship, what is India, and all our officers, including me, are there to answer to their questions. And they do really ask very serious and very intelligent questions. They go around the High Commission, see what each wing does, and also then they enjoy Indian cuisine, and then they become more of an Indian ambassadors. We also organized a painting competition called Tanzania on Canvas, where the Tanzanian children, 30 of them from 10 schools of Dar es Salaam, came and painted how they see Tanzanian beauty. And we intend to do an exhibition of those paintings for students, around 2,000 students we expect to come and see from different schools. We will do it for adults, diplomats, to bring out the creativity of the children. So that is one way for them to understand India, Indian High Commission. During those interactions, we also explain to them the opportunities in India. We also have started a program alternate month to go and meet Tanzanian business people plus Indian business people. So we did on 31st January a meet dinner with 100 Indian businessmen to understand and explain to them the opportunities in Tanzania. Why should they invest? How should they do? Why they should see long-term Tanzania business, and to explain how mutually we can grow. Unless Tanzania benefits through us, unless it is win-win, it is not a stable thing. We have to grow together. We are having another meeting of these 100 businessmen on 25th of March. Apart from that, the artificial intelligence that is now the in thing, most people talk about it. We have done several sessions on artificial intelligence with a very renowned professor, Professor Raghu, who occasionally comes to teach in IIT Madras, Zanzibar. So one session we did with all the African ambassadors and diplomats and foreign office officials here, which was very successful. Last month we did one session with all honorable members of parliament in Dodoma, Bunj. And we are going to do another session on 2nd of May with many CEOs, around 80 CEOs here, chief executive officers of business companies, to explain to them what is artificial intelligence and how can it be applied. I also plan to do a bigger session with 1,000 students on artificial intelligence. The reason being, unless we understand what it is, we don't know how to use it.
Yeah.
And as in Asia and Africa, we don't want to be left behind. We want to be doing the innovation and the highest technology along with the entire world, not to catch up later on. So that is our attempt to let them know how it is, also give them the opportunity and to make them aware what is India and how can we both mutually can benefit.
Is there any way that we are cooperating, Tanzania and India, especially on the fields like the movie industry? Because we have seen most of Indian movies commonly in Tanzania. But is there anything maybe going on that area?
See, I wish it was more. But the idea is, movie industry is more on the private sector. But 𝒂𝒂𝒊 is famous in India. I believe there are some actresses who have been acting in India. Some of the actors have come to Tanzania. We are trying to work with the Ministry of Tourism that can we promote filming of Indian movies in Tanzania. If more and more Indian movies are filmed here, you will have few actors acting in those movies. And also Tanzanian beauty shown worldwide. It is an easy and wider publicity of Tanzania. This will promote Tanzania, which will also bring in a lot of tourists here. There is a huge potential of tourism from India in Tanzania. It's just 5.5 hours away. Means if you just take a flight in Dar es Salaam, before you finish your dinner and a nap, you are in Bombay. So it's 5.5 hours. That close one does not realize it. So we would have more and more Indian tourists visiting, which will bring in not only money, but also awareness and open Tanzania to a 1.4 billion population in India and over 30 million diaspora outside India. So that would be one that we are working on.
Yes, bwana, tupo mwishoni kabisa mwa mazungumzo yetu na balozi wa India hapa Tanzania. Nafikiri hapa tunaenda kuhitimisha sasa mazungumzo yetu kwa sababu tumekuwa na dakika kadhaa hapa za kuzungumza tukiwa ubalozini. Jina lake ni Mr. 𝒓𝒊𝒈𝒉𝒕𝒔 na yeye ana miezi 7 hapa Tanzania na tayari ameshaona mazingira ya nyumbani, lakini pia ameshapata vitu ambavyo vinaendelea hapa, na kiukweli India imekuwa mshirika mkubwa sana wa Tanzania kwa miaka mingi, na ukikatiza katika maeneo tofauti hapa Tanzania, ukienda Mwanza utasikia kuna sehemu inaitwa Windini, ukienda Dodoma kuna Windini, ukienda sehemu nyingi hapa Tanzania ni rahisi sana kusikia Uhindini, na hao ni Watanzania tu wengine ambao wanaishi kwenye maeneo hayo wakiwa wanaishi toka miaka ya zamani, lakini wakiwa ni Watanzania wenye asili ya India. Ndio maana maeneo hayo sasa yamebatizwa majina hayo ya Uhindini, ikiwa inaonyesha ni jinsi gani ambavyo nchi hizi mbili zimekuwa maswahiba kwa kipindi kirefu sana. So His Excellency, I would like you to shed some light on the political atmosphere of India. India is one of the countries that has a lot of political parties. So I'm trying to figure out, how do you handle the political situation, the number of political parties that you have, and the government right now, how is it going?
India is a vibrant democracy, which is a federal system. So there is a central government and there is a state government. So we have state governments and central governments. So there are 2 layers of government. We have multi-party.
How many states do you have?
28.
Okay.
So, and then 8 union territories. Now, these states have their own governments elected at locally. There are constitution provides some subjects to be dealt with the central government and some subjects are state government. Like if you are looking at income tax, that is central, but excise tax, agriculture, law and order is state government. We have multi-party system and an independent constitutional body, Election Commission of India, which registers the political parties. Beyond, there are criteria where you will be declared national party, which is a bigger base. Then there are state parties. So there are different levels of. So you can have an election where you can be an independent candidate even without any political party. And we have a parliamentary system of governance. So in parliament, whichever party has the majority or the group of parties have majority will have the prime minister. So as of today, with absolute majority, Bharatiya Janata Party, which is the government today, is forming government for the third time under Honorable Narendra Modi. So that is how it is working. We have had always smooth transition of government, democratic principles. No one has ever questioned the democratic credential of parties, and there is a great faith in the democracy in India. So that's how it works.
So thank you so much, His Excellence. So what are your future hopes in these bilateral ties between the two countries?
The bilateral ties between both countries only has positivity. So both leaderships are committed to uplifting the bilateral relationship, deepen it, strengthen it. For me, I am committed. Plus, I would like to understand more and more of Tanzania, promote more people-to-people relationship. Economic relationship has to go up. Politically, we are, between both leadership, there is a great synergy, confidence. We hope for few senior level bilateral visit from India to come here. As I spoke to you about the scholarship, that's one of the way youth and people to visit India, increase capacity building, and we strongly believe in progress and development of Tanzania. The more developed and prosperous Tanzania is, the better we have a better friend. So in your development is our development. So that's how I take it.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. Tumekuwa na balozi hapa, balozi wa India nchini Tanzania kwa mazungumzo ya one-on-one kupitia Wasafi TV. Nikushukuru wewe ambaye umekuwa ukitufuatilia kwa muda wote. Mimi ni Charles William. Asante kwa timu yangu nzima ya uzalishaji kiongozwa na Nasa, lakini pia Salum Maganga, Chuma Constantino pamoja na Romi 255, lakini pia dereva wetu Ramadhani Fumbwe. Mpaka wakati mwingine tena, asante.
One on One with Charles William.